Alrighty, fellas, good morning. Patrouski here. Welcome to Stream Recap, PokeMMO Stream Recap 513. I'm excited. It is a pre-beach stream. I'm going on a little weekend vacation after this, so I'm very excited. Before that, we've got our PokeMMO progress to do, our Iron Man grinding, our Shiny War prep, and our typical daily news, tips, tricks, information. Anything PokeMMO is discussed here daily on the recap. We always are consistent with it. First things first, we have one catch event right now. There's only one catch event scheduled, so our other news is more exciting stuff. If you don't really care about catch events, I know a lot of the recaps can be catch events, so apologies, but I really like them. I think they're fantastic. They're really fun endgame content, and it's really fun for Iron Man players and just new players especially as well. This next catch event, weekend catch event, are always good as well. Weekend catch events, Saturday at 4 p.m. ET, Saturday the 23rd of May, this Saturday. If you're watching the recap, it's tomorrow. If you're watching the stream, it's in 2 days. 4 p.m. ET, check your calendars. Route 18 in Kanto, there's Doduo, Fearow, and Slugma you can catch for these species bonuses. Nature bonus is +5 for Jolly, +3 for Adamant. I use Team Synergy's website and go to their Pokedex to see what are the best ways to catch these Pokemon. I've been using that a lot for best catch rates. There is a shiny Doduo up for grabs, 3x 31 selectable IVs, 3x 28 in the other IVs, and 1000 RP on top of it if you're an Iron Man account. That is super important. Next up, a really, tragically beautiful, wholesome story here to actually tell. This guy, Ruben. Hello, recently my girlfriend accidentally traded a shiny muck and a shiny Galvantula with the OT Ruben to an account that wasn't mine. We have reached out to support and they told us that it was traded 10 days ago. We are both currently looking for it alongside some of our friends that are trying to help find it as well. As it stands, there's a 2000 RP bounty on each of these Pokemon, plus an additional bounty from another player. Please keep an eye out for these two shinies if they pop up in trade chat or on the GTL. I think this is a classic, beautiful MMO story. I think, I know what this is like to try to look for, and this is like so recent as well, but I've tried to look for friends OTs, my old OTs, different like OT shinies in that regard. Like, this is super sick to see, and I wish them the best of luck, dude, on finding these Pokemon and finding their OT shinies. I hope they can come home, dude. Good luck, man. All right, next up, our daily item market check. Alrighty, fellas, our market check today is going to be Vampire Fangs. And if I'm being honest with you, I love the Vampire Fangs. It is one of the few, like, more expensive Vanities that I own on the main account, and the price history is a little bit weird. It's similar to most old school Vanities. This is a Vanity from 2016, so it came out in 2016 and it's never come back. It's a very limited thing, and it's also funny, it's one of the smaller Vanities, right? You can see the people wearing it up here. It's only like 4 to 8 pixels. Like, the Vampire Fangs are literally one of the smallest Vanities. Most Pokeyen per pixel cost in all of PokeMMO, man. Okay, and you've got these, and they used to be really expensive. They come down a bit over time, but they're still really expensive for an old Vanity like this. So you can see back in 2022-ish, they were around 140 million Pokeyen, 85 million Pokeyen. That's the price that I kind of remember, is around that 40 to 80 million Pokeyen mark. But you can see them come down, and it's hard to tell with this price history on PokeMMO Hub how accurate this was and if they actually sold for that price. You can see them being at around 35 mil or so here, and then even reaching a bottom out price, I believe around here, about like 19 million Pokeyen. When it comes to a Vanity like this or an item like this that is just so infrequently sold, and there's so few of them on the market in general, you can see like the average Vampire Fangs on the market is probably about 2 to 3. There's usually about 2 to 3 on the market at all. In modern day, we see the price be at about 24 million Pokeyen. And this is one of those items that just, it sounds really simple and boring and dumb, because it kind of is. They just fluctuate based on what people are willing to pay for them. I know that sounds really, but it's true. More than anything, there's not like a constant demand for Vampire Fangs. They've been as low as 15, 16 mil actually, as you can see right about there in January of 2025. I think January 2025, they were as low as 16 million Pokeyen. They've been as high as, like, I would say like 80 mil is probably a real number. Like 40 to 80 mil is probably like where they usually sit on the high end. But they can range anywhere from, like, it's crazy to see an item be able to go from 15 mil, 16 mil to like 80 mil. But that's just how the Vampire Fangs operate, and it's how like these super rare niche old Vanities operate. I really like them, but they're not a lot of, most people don't. They're not a lot of people's cup of tea, to put it nicely. All right, that is our typical daily news stuff. Let's now jump into the achievement showcase, I believe. All right, we have the someone's first shiny Blunt Force Trauma got his first ever shiny Tentacruel at 9,000 encounters. It was also 31 speed. Congratulations to him. Pretty simple, but a really cool achievement in PokeMMO. Still a really big deal. Your first shiny is awesome, and it feels different than every other shiny you'll get from this point forward. Good luck to you, man, on your future shiny hunts. Next up, this is a cool one, dude. From Xerix, a regular in my community, achieved all roaming legendaries on an Ironman account. It took him about 1 year. I don't even have all roaming legendaries on my Ironman account. I'm still missing Suicune. I haven't really been going for it as much as I wish I have been, but I have other things going on, other goals that I'm preoccupied with, right? But Xerix has been able to get all roaming legendaries, man. It takes a lot, dude, and it's a long passive grind, and he payday picked up through all of it. I think that's a really cool thing to do on an Ironman account, because on a main account, is that really worth it? To be fair, 2 years ago, if you asked me, should I payday pick up while hunting for legendaries, I would have said no. Nowadays, payday pickup has kind of become back on the menu. Payday pickup is more viable now that money making is more difficult, honestly, and Pokeyen flows less freely. That makes base methods like payday pickup much more viable. So congrats to Xerix for finally achieving all of the roaming legends. Next up, this guy hit his first rare shiny Ponyard after 1 year of playing the game, which is still pretty darn good in my opinion. And then he ended up getting a Staryu just 2 weeks later. 2 rares within 2 weeks after playing the game for over a year. And I guess Staryu like a rare, there's arguments here. They're both single encounter shunts and pretty difficult ones. Staryu ends up being a bit better during certain times, but I think still fantastic shiny hunt, still great Pokemon. The Ponyard, I believe, was at do like 2,000 encounters, and then the Staryu was at like 25,000. So both pretty big ranges on these 2 great shinies, man. Congratulations to you, Kang. Next up, Paste is Honey. Only 1,700 eggs, he says, and he got himself the shiny Shroomish. But it's crazy to me. I respect him being like, yeah, only 1,700 eggs. Bro, he was 45,000 encounters dry. This is a guy who is obviously single encountering, hunting for Shroomish, as well as egging it passively, is my guess. And he ended up just hatching it via an egg and getting a shiny Shroomish. Shiny Shroomish, Petalburg Jail, a very infamous shiny hunting lockdown spot for a lot of players. It's a lot of people's like first single encounter spot. A lot of people get trapped there for thousands of hours. Congrats on breaking out of jail, man. All right, next up, we have a player who got themselves a Shelfa, and Shelfas are always, they're just crazy, because it's likely, I play Pokemon a lot, obviously, and it's likely that I will never have a Shelfa in my entire career because they're just so darn rare. First ever. Now it's funny when people say first ever shiny alpha. Bro, first ever is so funny because like it implies you might get a second. Getting one is insane. But congratulations. I love this name. Glorified Slob is a fantastic name, man. Congratulations on your Shelfa Pelipper. A pretty beautiful Shelfa to get as well. The green shiny with that glow on it is really, really cool. And he got it after only 43 total alpha encounters on his account. That was crazy. The fact you can go check your alpha encounters now in game. I love that the encounter counter has a lot of secret, like, maybe not secret, but underrated ways to sort that I think even myself doesn't talk about enough, or like doesn't really show people enough. You can do so many different sorting methods, and it's really cool to see over on, like I said, I have like 1,200 to 1,300 or so eggs on my Ironman account. Is you know, cool to see those milestones. Thank you for the raid, by the way, Lottie. What's up? Good morning to you. Next up, dude, I love when people, I'm not an Excel spreadsheet guy. I sucked at collecting data or logging things, or if I do it very scrappily with like a notepad document, right? A Windows notepad document. I love those who are talented with stuff like this. And I respect people like CS logging his entire shunting career like this. After 488,000 encounters, he ended up with 18 shinies. That's an average rate of about 27,000 encounters per shiny, which is really good. That's like, if you're popping Dunner status and shiny charms sometimes, that's about on rate, or like even above rate. That's like quite good. Here's my chart showing my luck getting shinies through over almost 2,800 hours of gameplay. I have a full Excel spreadsheet as well. I'm glad there are people who are good at Excel spreadsheets in the world, because you carry video game data in that regard, man. And he goes over all the shit he's got, and we can actually zoom in on the graph. And what's cool about it is you see the RNG evening out. I always talk about, like, if you shunt long enough, the RNG will even out. The red bar is his odds, his RNG RNG, and the blue bar is what it's expected on average. So you can see he was actually very lucky in the early parts. He was under odds. He was very lucky, right? To my that's how that, yeah. And then as he went on, it started to go, he would start to go dry a little bit and even out, and then towards the end, now he's almost in line with the average. And obviously, like, you're never going to be in line with it fully, but it's really cool to see like the averaging out and like the RNG. Like, you're going to go through wet streaks and dry streaks in your shiny hunting career as long as you shiny hunt long enough to make it that far. And it's a beautiful thing to remind people of that and encourage that. That is our stream recap intro for today, and I'm going to do something I think very funny that I don't usually do, but because it's beach day, today's stream recap is going to be a little bit more all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and jump into my MovieTrouski takes. It is either your most favorite or least favorite part of the stream. This is not for you. You can go ahead and skip over it in the timestamps. That will not hurt my feelings. I want you to watch my content for yourself. You don't need to pity me, right? You're here to be entertained. If you're not entertained, call me stinky in the comments, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about what movies I've been watching recently. If you don't know, I've been watching about a movie a day for the past 13 months, and it's been a really amazing hobby to jump into alongside PokeMMO. It's a way for me to like make friends and communicate with you guys on another level as well. It's been really beautiful to bond with some of you guys in an extra level over what movies we like and movie recommendations and disagreeing. And some of my favorite people in my community, like Clarko, love him to death, right? We disagree on some of like my favorite. He hates Whiplash. I love Whiplash. I love The Long Walk. He hates The Long Walk. And you kind of build that friendship or build that connection. And it's cool because movies are such a good side task with PokeMMO. We're all playing this very grindy long-term game. It is nice to have, we're all, you know, watch YouTube, watch movies, watch anime shows, whatever it may be. It's cool to talk about the things we're doing on the side while watching it, while playing the game. Why not? You know, let's go ahead and talk about it. First things first, starting from the bottom, Lars and the Real Girl. I rewatched Lars and the Real Girl in a movie theater showing near me, and it was an amazing experience, dude. Lars and the Real Girl was already like a 9 out of 10 movie to me. It was already like very, very unique. If you don't know Lars and the Real Girl, it's not really a spoiler. It's all about Ryan Gosling, who is an extremely lonely Turbo Online before Turbo Online was a thing, but he's not really Turbo Online. He's like isolated. He's an extremely lonely, isolated, disenfranchised young man, right? And he orders a sex doll, and that's his girlfriend. And then he walks around town, introducing her to everyone as his girlfriend. And he acts like she's real, and he's going through this like he's going through a delusion, a psychosis of some sorts. And it's a really beautiful movie about loneliness, and I think it actually is like one of my favorite movies about it. I think it's really beautiful. Watching this in theaters, I've never seen a movie more distinct in its experience in watching it alone versus in theaters. I watched this movie a few years ago for the first time in my room in the dark alone, playing a game probably on the side, playing RuneScape probably. And then I watched it in theaters, and it's crazy because when you watch it alone, it's more depressing and it's drama filled and it's sad and it's like a psychoanalysis. And when you watch it in theaters with people, it becomes a lot more lighthearted and funny. I've never had a more differing experience watching a movie alone versus watching it in theaters. It's really, really beautiful. This role is also why I love Ryan Gosling, because I love a person who can play very vulnerable, like loser type roles, right? In traditional society, whatever, right? We live in a side joker emoji. I love a person who can play these like loser type roles, but then also go play like the Giga Chad roles that he obviously always does. I like that he can like kind of do these roles as well. Next up, American Ultra. American Ultra is a really, really cool idea. It's also with, isn't it Jesse Eisenberg? Is that his name? Let me go double check. I also have reviews for all of these, like written reviews on my letterbox, and I really do try to put good effort into that. I see you in game over here. We got someone dancing around me. What's up, man? Much love to you. Stives. Let's see if, you know what? This is important. What's up, man? I see you, gamer. How you doing today? Much love to you. Okay, anyways, back to MovieTrouski, okay? American Ultra is a really cool idea. It's a really cool premise. It's about like a gas station employee and it's been a while since I've watched it. I logged it because I've watched this before, but never logged it on Letterboxd and forgot about it. I gave it a 5.9 out of 10. Oh, sorry. I gave Lars and the Real Girl a 10.5 out of 10 as a theater watch. As an at-home watch, like a 9.5 out of 10. An amazing movie. And I give it a light, right? This is Jesse Eisenberg and Kirsten Stewart, a really funny duo that I think worked really, really well as a duo. But this movie really falls flat in my opinion. The idea is really good, but the execution is not there. That's always one of like the saddest things when watching a movie. There are some movies with really good premises where the execution just falls flat, and it's always kind of a bummer. So that's the best way to describe American Ultra. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's a fun movie. Yeah, it's a really unique, fun movie. Next up, Clue. One of the few 80s movies that I like, 1985, Clue. Clue was really ahead of its time, man. It is such a fun, I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie as well. Thank you for the banana on my face. I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie because it's one of the few movies I had on DVD growing up. And if you grew up, you know, in our generation, oh, like holy boomer, back in my day, you'd have a few movies on DVD, and if you had those, you would rewatch them over and over and over again. I would go to 7-Eleven and get like $5 movies, and you'd watch those movies over and over and over again. But what was cool about Clue is that just like the board game, Clue has like different multiple endings. It was really ahead of its time. And as a kid who only got like one DVD or maybe like 3 DVDs a year, right? Being able to watch a movie with different endings was like super sick, man. Clue is a 10 out of 10. Argue with a wall, dude. It's so fun. Clue is fantastic. It's really fun. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. It's one of the few like older movies like that. Not few, but like an older movie that holds up in my opinion. Next up, do I even spend much time talking about all the Nathan Fielder? These are just Nathan Fielder YouTube videos. I can ramble a little bit about Nathan for you potentially, I guess. Like Thin Watermelon, Dance, and The Web. Those are all just like Nathan Fielder YouTube videos because they're larger on Letterboxd. Why the fuck not? They're little comedy sketches. Nathan For You is a show that I didn't like watching growing up. It kind of made me sad because I feel like he was making fun of people a little too much. And then as I got older, I think I just appreciated it way more. Same with like that and Impractical Jokers. I didn't like those things growing up. And then as an adult, I've watched them and been like, no, this is like definitely worth the bit. And it's like fucking genius and beautiful. And I really, really enjoy it. So, and then The Rehearsal. If you haven't seen The Rehearsal, season 1 and 2 are both phenomenal. Check them out. Love me some Nathan Fielder. I really came around to him over. It took me a while, but I came around to him. Absolutely love him now, and I love his his dance video is my favorite one of his. Anyways, next up, In the Blink of an Eye. Man, I love Kate McKinnon. This has Kate McKinnon in it. That's why I watched it. This movie was such a letdown, and the opening is just really. It's a movie that is very much trying to be like deep and profound, but it kind of just doesn't. It's not pretentious, I don't think, but it also just doesn't hit that depth. It's a movie all about like the cycle of life. It's a movie about 3 different stories: a Neanderthal couple, a modern age couple, and then like a future couple type thing or a future person. It is cool in theory. It's just deeply uninteresting is the best way to describe this, and it felt uninspired, sadly. I like what they were going for, but it just didn't work out in my opinion. That was like a random streaming service kind of movie kind of night. Next up, The Sheep Detective. Bro, everybody's talking about this movie. I went in with like low expectations. I thought it was really, 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 really good. I gave The Sheep Detectives a 9.6 out of 10. I'm always skeptical whenever there's like a super highly rated kids movie. I feel like people tend to overrate stuff like that out of like feel goods versus like not having the depth or whatever. But dude, I think this movie will go on to be like a classic. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's so well done. I really can't rave about The Sheep Detective. I think it's a really wholesome, sweet, and it gets better and better as it goes on. The first like 30 minutes is kind of fine. The first 30 minutes to like 45 minutes is like a solid kids movie, but I think it really does get better, and it's really fun, man. I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it had the complexity and had the loop arounds like for a kids movie. I thought it was really well done. It's a fun like whodunit. It's what's it called? It's Knives Out for kids is the best way to describe Sheep Detectives, man. And it's fucking cute and it's well done in my opinion. Next up, Riff Raff. This is a movie that me and my wife started and she did not want to finish. She couldn't get around to it. This has a crazy cast. Riff Raff is Jennifer Coolidge, Ed Harris, Lewis Pullman, who's the sentry from Thunderbolt. So I'm falling in love with Lewis Pullman. I think this guy's having a moment, or is gonna I think he is like really fucking talented, insanely talented, good charisma. I think Lewis Pullman's awesome. Bill Murray, Pete Davidson. The cast of this movie is ridiculous. The cast of this movie is like really fucking impressive. It's a really weird movie. How do I describe Riff Raff? Riff Raff is all about, it's kind of like a mobster movie, but it's almost like mobster. It's like Trailer Park Mobster in the best way, which I know about that a little bit. I love Riff Raff. I give it a 5.4 out of 10. It's so slow. The first hour of Riff Raff is just so slow and like not engaging and not great, unfortunately. And then the final like 20 to 30 minutes is quite good, but it just took them way too long to get there. I give it a 5.4 out of 10 in my opinion. Next up, Obsession, one of the most talked about movies right now in theaters. I think Obsession is quite good. I found it much more, as a wife guy, I found it much more funny than scary. I would give this like a lot of people are finding it scary though, so it just depends on who you are and where you're at. I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, oh yeah, I'm so tough. This movie wasn't even scary to me. No. I get scared from movies. Hokum was really scary. Hokum had me fucking spooked, bro. Hokum in theaters right now is like a 9 out of 10 scary to me. Hokum's also a 9.5 out of 10 movie. Check out if you have to choose between Obsession and Hokum, I'd watch Hokum. I think Hokum is much better, but I think Obsession is more of a crowd pleaser and more palatable. I think Obsession's a really fun movie. I gave Obsession an 8.6 out of 10. It's a really fun movie with really good acting from both the leads. I think is it Indy Navarrete? I'm so sorry if I butchered that name. She's insane. This might be some of the best acting I've ever seen. And what do I know about acting? But some of the best acting that I, as a casual layman moviegoer, some of the best acting I've ever seen in like a breakout performance like this. It's actually it's like so insanely fucking talented. I hope she goes on to get a bunch of opportunities and do a lot of amazing things. This is a $1 million budget horror movie that is made over like 25 million. You love to see budget movies like do well, and they did a really fucking good job. It's really good. Yeah, Obsession was very funny. I agree. It was very funny. Like leaned way funny. Like 90% funny, 10% scary, which is like totally I love that. It's just good to tell people before you go, I guess. Like tell people that going in. I think Obsession is downright and deeply entertaining is the best way to put it, and I think it is a pretty good analysis of like the type of guy that this guy is. I think it's a good bit. Someone called it online like a good critique or analysis of like nice guy culture, and I think that I didn't make that up, but I think it's a pretty good like nail on the head type of beat. Next up, Eraserhead. I rewatched Eraserhead. The first time I ever watched Eraserhead. Yeah, yes, Pat ruining the market again. I'm ruining the movie market. No, the ratings are gonna be fucking ruined, guys. No, that's a that's a good bit. Eraserhead, when I first watched it, I didn't and I still don't really. It's so weird. I don't know how I feel about David Lynch. I'm so on the fence. I'm so like confused. I don't really get it. The first time I watched Eraserhead, I literally could not rate it, but I also couldn't stop thinking about it, and that's the main thing. I give Eraserhead a pretty generous 7.2 out of 10. It's good to, I think it's good to tell people heading into the movie. I watched it fully blind. It's good to tell people heading into the movie it is a movie about anxiety over like parenthood and over like young men dating and kind of like that. Like it's in a movie about the anxieties of early parenthood and things like that. So that's the best way. I think it's good to know that going into it versus just going in fully blind. This movie had me deeply confused my first watch, and I didn't even give it a score, but I haven't stopped thinking about it. It's been about a year probably, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. So I finally rewatched it with my wife, and I do feel like I understand a lot of the major themes now, but even then, I don't fully understand, but it's a good thing. Like sometimes I watch pretentious movies and I'm like, this movie is so pretentious, it's trying to be like profound, but it's honestly deeply simple. I feel this way about Inception. I'm sorry, I know, kind of a hot take. I'm sorry, feel free to disagree with me. Maybe I just don't want to get Inception. I need to rewatch Inception, to be fair. But Eraserhead, to me, like I truly don't feel like I understand everything David Lynch is trying to tell me, and it leaves me like, I want to know. I want to know what he's trying to express. I want to know how he feels. It's a weird, like, Eraserhead leaves me feeling in a way that no other movie leaves me feeling. And that's the best way I can describe it. It is easily the weirdest movie I've ever watched in my entire life. I don't know if I'd even recommend people watching it. Maybe once in your life, but I wouldn't rush out to go. It's weird. It's just very strange. Next up, okay, I gave it like a 7.4 out of 10. Devil Wears Prada 2. This was a lot better. I don't like the first one personally, respectfully. It's just not my cup of tea. I'm not the market audience. It makes sense. I gave Devil Wears Prada 1 like a 4, like a 3.8 out of 10 or some shit. I give the second one a 7.6. I thought the dialogue was really witty and the comedy was really well done. I think every time they tried to go deep, they like scratched at something interesting and then it kind of fell flat and they made things monotone. which is a little unfortunate, but it did have more depth than the original. And I liked there was I don't want to spoil too much, but like they explained elements of like the fashion industry to someone like myself who knows nothing fucking about that, right, in a way that I could understand and empathize with. And I thought that was really, and I walked away like interested, and I walked away like, man, I feel like I learned something a little bit, and that was really cool, man. So I think the Devil Wears Prada 2 was better than I expected, like way better as a sequel. I gave it a 7.6 out of 10. I thought it was better than the original. All right, there is our movie. You survived it. Get your t-shirts. I survived MovieTrouski, even though I'm just here to watch him play PokeMMO. Get your t-shirts. Let's go ahead and jump into gameplay, questions from chat, daily discussions, talking points. Let's go ahead and do our gym rerun, fellas. Okay, I got 2 good questions, specific questions in the chat. Someone said, do you know the best settings to optimize performance? All my clicks feel delayed, and they weren't like a week ago. I've tried dropping the FPS, but I don't know what else to change. That might be a server problem, and it's one of the more annoying things, I'm gonna be honest, in PokeMMO. You can type /ping in the chat box, and it will show you your ping. And I can't really show it, apologies, but I can't, you can type /ping, and it'll show you your pings. Right now I have 71 ms, and then it shows you your server, which my server is Josuke. If you're attached to a bat, some servers are slower for others. There's like infamously Speedwagon, otherwise Slow Wagon, which is infamously the slowest server in the game. It depends on where you live though, it's all regional, right? Disconnecting and reconnecting to the game, or closing your client and loading back up, usually just logging out and logging back in, could reconnect you to a different server. Sometimes, like if it's I could be wrong, delayed clicks to me sounds like a server problem rather than a settings problem. That's my guess, but I could be mistaken, right? I would try to log out and log back in and see if your server changes, things like that. And then someone else said, what was it? Where is it at? How do I move my hotbar? Patrouski, how can I move my hotkey bar? It always hovers over the amulet coins I use. The hotkey bar has an invisible barrier where you can't see normally, but if you press B, you see that? If you press B and bring up your bag, it will show the border over your hotkey bar, and you can grab this border and move it around. You actually can grab the border when it's invisible if you know where to click. But that obviously, that's what the 11,000 hours comes in, guys. No, anybody can just go randomly. You have to click around it and not like you can't click on it or it won't work. It's really weird. I don't know why. Once again, these are the kind of quirks, the quirks of Pokemon, man, that thankfully aren't that big of a deal in my opinion. So that's how to move the hotkey bar and the server thing. Good luck to you on the ping, the delayed clicks problem. Thankfully, delayed clicks don't matter a whole lot in Pokemon. It's a pretty chill game, unless you're like egg hunting or like fossil shunting on like a Charm and Dono. That's where that like really matters in my opinion. Wait, do we think someone is this would be a crazy attempt. Do you think that someone is trying to buy out RP? So this is very low. There's only 36 RP vouchers right now. Someone said there was like 7 a few days ago as well. I can't imagine trying to buy out RP. People have like tons of stacks of this, but it has gone up from like 1.4 mil to 1.5. It's up a little bit. There's only 30, which is kind of low. And then the reason why someone brought up was shiny charms. There's only 9 shiny charms listed right now. Someone just bought those out and relisted. Someone listed a few. I don't know if this is a buyout attempt or just maybe someone stocking up prior to Shiny War. I don't know. It could be a bunch of different things. Look at the little price spike here on the end of the graph. It's just interesting. It's just interesting is all I can say. Here, I have a fun little Foodtrouski take of the day, and rather than a take, it's actually a fun fact that I learned from a YouTube video recently within the week. Okay, Wendy's. Well, I didn't know this. The reason Wendy's chili exists is because it was a way for them to use the leftover hamburger that didn't sell the day before. I never knew this. Have any of you, like, that's why Wendy's sells chili, and no other fast food does this. No, they all just throw away the burger. They throw away the leftover food. They don't sell chili. And I think it's so interesting because usually chili is like a high, you need to let it simmer, and it takes a long time to blend all the flavors. It takes a long time to make a good chili. But Wendy's does this weird thing where they use their leftover beef, and it's a way, it saves on food waste, and it saves on cost. Now, is the Wendy's chili that? I think the Wendy's chili is the ultimate like 5 out of 10 chili. I think it's absolutely fine. There are worse chilies for more money. I had Ben's chili recently at the airport. I thought Ben's chili was pretty bad. Sad. That was like a 2 out of 10 chili. I was really excited for it. It was at the airport, to be fair. I paid like $20 for chili at the airport. Not my, I mean, it is my proudest moment, honestly. I was having a blast, but it wasn't very good chili, but I enjoyed it. The best chili okay, this sounds insane. Hear me out. Some of the best chili, it's not the best, because the best is like, you know, the best chili is your bro named Joe who lives out of his truck off the highway or some shit. He makes the best chili. Everybody knows that. Wears overalls all day. That's the best chili maker. But the best chili, some of the best chili I've had like at a restaurant, bro, Texas Roadhouse's chili is like legit good. It's good. I swear by Texas Roadhouse chili. That is one of the sides that I get if I go to Texas Roadhouse for the lunch, the dine early special. Try that Texas Roadhouse chili. That's the Foodtrouski take of the day, bro. Alrighty, fellas, I feel like we made some decent progress. A chill little stream today. I'm gonna go ahead and go pack my bags and head to the beach for the weekend. I hope you guys have a good weekend yourselves. I hope you like the videos that I put out. An Iron Man episode is coming. Some guides might be coming out. Tons of random stuff. I don't know what I have scheduled, honestly. I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Have a great time. Like the video if you enjoyed it. As always, subscribe for daily videos. I do upload every single day. Bean discussion in chat right now. If you want to come talk about beans and chili live on stream, always come watch me Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. I've been going live a little bit earlier these days as well. So sometimes like 10 a.m. occasionally if I'm just up early. Discord's down below. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, give me some money for more chili and beans. Make my own. I gotta invent my own chili recipe at home. I'm thinking about that. I haven't done it yet, but we're gonna work on it. Need more chili money. YouTube memberships, Twitch primes, and chili recipes and suggestions in the comments. That's no comments about PokeMMO today. Only chili suggestions. What peppers, what ratios, spice levels, spice is in the techniques in the comments. Thank you so much. You guys know the drill. But if you want to support above and beyond, there are links down below to do so. Otherwise, have a great day. Make chili, and good luck in your PokeMMO grinds. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace, Reno, fellas. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to say thank you so much to everybody's name who is on this list. You really allow me to make the content that I do every single day, and I hope I can make it worth your guys' while and add to your PokeMMO journey. Thanks again so much for watching the entire video, and have a great day.